Hello.
We're back.
We're back.
From the dead. You
going on?
thought it was over.
We're back.
Party's back in business.
Finally. It's been hectic. Yeah.
Has been.
Yeah, so I've been really busy lately, actually.
I did a public apology for you not being interested in doing the podcast anymore.
Yeah, it's like that. God, it feels like that. Like, I think we were talking about it earlier, it's been like 2 months or something since we've done it, and it's just ridiculous. Like, it just shouldn't be like that.
We definitely haven't got any funnier in that time either.
I've got worse. I've got worse, because as I was talking about, probably in the last half dozen or dozen podcasts up to it, I had another baby coming along the way, and you got to meet little Oscar just before.
Yeah.
He's a little sack
Beautiful
of meat.
little sack of meat.
He's definitely a sack of meat, isn't he? With his 2 legs that look like Chicken Maryland puppets. But yeah, no, it's been hectic. He's because he came along, I think it's 5 weeks ago on Friday, and he came along and everything was good.
Has he got a job yet?
No, he's unemployed, jobless bum, lazy kid. But he was born and like everything was good. Like Hayley just plopped him out in about 10 seconds. Like seriously, like
Business as
goes,
usual.
Oh, I think I'm gonna have the baby. Like it was.
Yeah.
She's just a machine. And then brought him home. Everything's good. And a few days later, Hayley's changing his nappy, and she's like, something doesn't smell right. It didn't smell like poo. He had an infection in his belly button and like a blood infection and that sort of stuff. So we raced him to the hospital and raced him to the hospital and went in there and we go, he's got this, and lifted his top up and showed that, and they're like, right this way, sir, and talking through, and he was in intensive care for like a week, and it was pretty crazy actually. He was in like we got the little baby ICU, and it's that was really scary because like with the first 2 boys, everything was fine. Just like, baby comes along, now the baby's old enough to ride a BMX bike. It's easy.
Yeah.
And but yeah, with Oscar it was a little bit intense. And then he was in there for ages, which meant Hayley was in there for ages, which meant I was trying to take Max to school and take Wes to kinder and trying to work as well, because by that stage I was supposed to be back at work.
Stay at home working down.
Yeah, my work's awesome.
Yeah.
They were cool about it, but it was just hectic, and it was just a bit crazy. And then he ended up coming out of hospital after like a week or so, and then he got a chest infection as well. So back in the hospital again, and it's been the last 5 weeks feels like it's gone by like that. It's just been insane, and
at least he won't remember this when he's.
He won't remember it, but I will. So
yeah.
So
Man,
so on the way home tonight, I'm just googling like vasectomies, like quick vasectomies. So I'm like, I can't deal with this crap again. So, but I think it's one of those ones where like the first couple of kids like, we got this on lock. This is easy enough. This one, like, ooh.
Yeah.
And then
that's so scary.
It's a bit crazy, but like everything's fine now. But did have one cool thing as I was walking into the hospital when we went to pick him up, because Hayley was in there with him because obviously she'd plopped him out.
Yeah.
And I'm walking in, I'm carrying the baby capsule, and I'm just like the one that clips into the car seat. I'm just sort of swinging it in my arm and that sort of stuff. And a guy sort of gave me a funny look because I'm swinging the capsule, so I started just swinging it in like big sort of things. And he picked up like I was looking in it, and the dude gave me the dirtiest look.
Oh, like what? He thought there was a kid in there.
Oh, he was a doctor, so he probably assumed he's standing out front of the hospital. I'm walking in with a capsule. He probably assumed I had
You bring a kid in,
especially because I held it up, looked in it, like pretended it was a kid now. I'm like,
this kid's nose always bleeds.
Exactly. So, and I think probably the best part of the whole thing was when we went in. Like Hayley was like a week and a bit overdue. That's why I dragged out so long to do the podcast.
Yeah.
It was like a month before the baby came along. I was like, all right, we're going to have a bit going on. It's probably a bit hard to organise. But then she ended up going almost 2 weeks overdue. And God, it's probably been close to 3 months since we did the podcast, which is crazy. I just noticed
really
the camera's putting a box around your face. Face recognition. Don't I have a face?
Doesn't look like it.
I guess it thinks I don't have a face. Oh, no, I got a face now.
No one can see this.
Anyway, I know. No one can see that. I don't know.
It's looking oddly into the camera.
But, so we went into the hospital and they're talking about they can induce the baby, like give the mum a hormone injection and that sort of stuff. And Hayley goes, no, I think I'm just going to have the baby. They're like, no, we might have to bring it on. And all of a sudden, it was like in a movie, her water broke, and it was literally like, do you ever watch Coneheads?
No.
Oh, there's a scene in Coneheads when her water breaks, and it's like someone pours out buckets of water on the ground, and it was like that. It was just absolute chaos, and not in the hospital.
It's pretty much like when I'm fucking, yeah?
Yeah, exactly. Yes. Because I know what that's like. But yeah, yeah. So Haley's water broke exactly like when that happens.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was like buckets and buckets of water.
Generally,
and,
a kid doesn't come out.
you're not doing it right.
No, that's right.
And then within like 20 minutes, literally 20 minutes, we had him in our arms. So it was just crazy. But it's just been intense.
Was it a bit rushed? Is that why the belly button thing
Nah,
happened?
that
or-
was just a thing. Like, there's just all these super bugs going around hospitals and that sort of stuff. Like, different bugs that are sort of antibiotic resistant and that sort of stuff. And it was just intense.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, it just gets a bit scary when you're looking at, like, the little fella. And, like,
You
even
can't-
though he was
you can't tell you what is
yeah,
happening either.
and he's sitting there and he's crying and he's, like, looking at you and he's got all, like, pipes hanging out of his arms and he's in a little hospital bed and stuff. And you look at him like, oh, I don't like this feeling at all. So,
No, it's
yeah, but it's been intense. But that's
at least you pissed the doctor off with the capsule thing.
exactly.
So that's,
yeah.
I mean, that's something.
That was pretty good. And but I think New Baby was probably the second best thing that happened in October. Best thing was the new Terminator movie came out.
I've heard that how Arnold Schwarzenegger's 900.
Yeah. Well, he is 900. So, and
I mean, he's obviously a machine in the movie,
Yeah.
so he can go as long as he wants.
it's really good.
Is it? It actually
I
is?
was really surprised. Enough baby talk. Baby talk's boring. Let's talk about proper things like
Movies.
movies. But it was really, really impressive. Like, I went in thinking, it should be pretty good because James Cameron's doing it, blah, blah, blah. It was awesome.
Yeah,
I
alright.
really
Well,
loved it. So,
funny you should actually mention that
Yeah.
because I went and saw a movie.
what did you say?
Well, funny.
You don't really go to the movies that often,
No, I
do you?
never
Yeah.
go to the movies, right?
Yeah.
So I got it was raining the other week, and I got rained off from cricket, and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go watch Joker. Have you seen that?
No, I haven't seen it yet. I want to see it.
Okay, I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go see Joker.
Yeah.
Like going by myself, was to do it myself,
Go by yourself's the best.
dude. It was probably like one of the best days I've ever had in my
Yeah.
whole entire
It's
week.
so good. Yeah. It's awesome. I like going with it.
How's the fucking you got like a self-serve ticket booth now? Like the people
I know.
aren't even behind the
So
thing,
you don't even need to talk to anyone.
but you don't get a discount.
Why would you get?
And you can't steal from there either. You can't steal.
What?
Huh? Like at least at Coles you can steal shit to make up for the fact that you're not talking to anyone and no one's getting paid to do it.
I know what you mean.
Why don't they do? They need to do self-serve and then they go and then the thing comes out and it goes, I'll go to the snack desk.
Yeah.
Like no, I want
self-serve.
give me someone to talk
popcorn.
to
Yeah.
for me fucking ticket and I'll go to a self-serve
Yeah,
thing where I can steal Maltesers.
that's a good point.
And then anyway, I
Yeah.
went because I was like, fuck it, I'm being a fat fuck.
Yeah.
So, and I remember when I was younger, I used to always get a choc top at the movies.
Yeah.
So I got a boysenberry choc top, right?
Yeah.
And then,
I didn't realise boysenberry is actually the flavour of Portello. Portello is boysenberry.
the drink?
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah. Because I
It
had
doesn't taste anything like a boysenberry
I
choc
had
top.
boysenberry ice cream the other day, and I was like, oh, this tastes like Portello.
Oh, you just noticed that,
Yeah,
or it
I
actually
no, I
is?
just noticed it.
Okay, I'll have
Anyway,
to try one
yeah.
back to back.
So I'll stop interrupting. What were you
Yeah,
saying?
cool. So, back to my thing where they need to have self-serve
Yeah.
snack bar, so you can just grab whatever you want for free.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got a thing of Maltesers as well. So I'm a fat fuck.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'll just have a couple of Maltesers while the preview's going. I ate everything before the fucking movie started. So don't ever get to a movie when they say it's like whatever it was, like 3:10. I got there
Yeah.
at 3:10. Thinking, oh yeah, I'll just roll in the movie
Yeah.
will start. No, it's fucking 40 minutes of bullshit you have to eat your
Oh,
snacks
see,
through.
I like the previews.
Yeah, I do, but I don't like it if I'm not eating the things in the movie.
Yeah.
Next thing,
Yeah.
after the movie, which was great, I walked out and it was cold because it was obviously raining that day.
Yeah.
Why do ladies wear clothes as if their t-shirts and their pants are allergic to each other?
It's good.
Like they haven't seen a midriff, because porn exists.
What?
Everyone's seen a belly button dude, like it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
Like they wear and if the chicks wear like the fucking high pants,
Yeah.
the shirts get smaller to make, there's always a gap, like it's
Yeah.
like they're fucking
The
allergic.
reason they do
what
that-
happens if it hit, is it a chemical reaction happen?
The reason they have their belly button exposed is because if they get a belly button infection, you know to go to the hospital before it gets too bad because you
Yeah.
can see it.
That'll teach
it's
Oscar.
it's safety. Yeah,
It's,
that's
not
Oscar.
only is it safety, it's also
Yeah. So that's
evolution.
why I always dress my 5-year-old boy in a boob tube and hot pants now.
like he's between the ages of 16 and 23,
Exactly.
and a female.
Exactly. No, it's I haven't seen Joker yet. I really want to go see Joker.
It's good.
Yeah,
It's really good.
but it's good. Guy I work with, Colin, he's a big movie fan, and he has not stopped raving about Joker, and he reckons I'm an idiot because I haven't gone to see it yet. So,
You're not an idiot. You just haven't seen it.
Yeah.
But I would go watch it again. I think there's some stuff in it that you need to watch it twice.
Yeah. I really want to watch it again.
But then at the
I'll
end, you're
watch
like, oh yeah, he's probably just imagined it all and nothing ever happened. So it's like I just wasted 2 hours of my life.
Oh, okay. I think you're spoiling.
Oh, sorry. No, it's been out for long
Sorry,
enough.
I don't know.
It's been out for long
But,
enough. Spoilers don't exist.
But you know that he's going to be the Joker. Like, that's the only thing that I really know of it. He's going to end up becoming the Joker. Oh, you know what was awesome too? When we were in the hospital, sort of in and out, the day we were going to bring Oscar home from the hospital, the first time, Haley's mum dropped past to... So she brought over some food and things like that because we hadn't cooked for a couple of days. So
Yeah.
just sort of as a bit of a preparation. But earlier, I'd been out and about and I'd taken Max to school and then Wes to kinder and I'm running around all over the place and I'd been busting for
It's
the
way
toilet.
quicker if you take your car.
Yeah, oh exactly.
Instead of running.
I'd been busting for the toilet for hours and I came in, I ran to the toilet, I did a massive dump and you know sometimes when you've been really busting for a while, you do a big one and you look at it, oh, I don't know if that's going to flush. I did it and I flushed and it didn't flush.
What do you mean it didn't flush?
It
The
wouldn't.
toilet didn't flush. The toilet actually didn't. The mechanism didn't work.
The toilet
or it all
flushed.
just bogged.
But this big crocodile was just sitting there going, nah, I'm not moving.
Hanging proud out of
So
the water.
anyway, I'm racing because Haley had been discharged from the hospital then. So I'm like, I want to get there and get Haley home. So I'm like,
Because Haley's just had a baby and you've also just had a baby.
I seriously, like,
And then Haley's going to get home and say, that's
I-
not mine.
I went to the toilet and I thought, I've got to sit there and wait for the placenta to come out as well. I thought I'd had a baby. It was massive. And then I thought, oh, I can't deal with it right now. I haven't got like a crowbar or anything to belt it with. And I was just like, whatever, I'll sort it out when I get back.
You
I
left
raced
it?
I left it. So I raced to the hospital, picked Haley and Oscar up, and I got back, and, Haley's mum had been here, and she decided it was a good idea to clean the ensuite. And she said she went into the ensuite and goes, oh, something stinks. And she lifted up the toilet seat and just said, nope, and just closed it and walked off. But by then, it had softened.
It's not even
towards-
Christmas.
Yeah, exactly.
Mr. Hankey's here.
By then, it had softened, so, like,
It was
you just
saying,
flushed
it
the
yelled
toilet
out,
just went through
it
fine.
yelled out, howdy ho.
Yeah, exactly. Well, it looked like... It was so big, it looked like you need to feed it. It was just ridiculous. So that's probably the best part of having a baby.
I had some bread.
I think it pretty much is. Oh, another good thing.
It had some bread stuck to it on top, like she's like feeding the pigeons, just like through.
Well, I actually went in there later, and she was in there with a fishing rod. But probably the best thing about having a kid is we got a new pram, and Haley found the best pram ever, and the reason I like it, and you'd probably appreciate it. You know how Pro Circuit triple clamps and stuff are always that awesome bronze colour? There's that nice colour. Our pram is that colour.
Magnesium.
Yeah, it's not in here, it's in the car.
That's a
yeah,
lawnmower.
it's like that burnt magnesium colour, and it's so good. So
Oh, beautiful.
worth having a kid and dealing with blood infections to have a pram that's that colour.
Yeah.
Worth
So,
it.
yeah, that's right.
Exactly. But, other than that, I can't really think of much else that's been happening lately.
No, nothing.
Nah, I'll tell you later. Read about something, but it's completely unrelated. Oh, yeah.
We got plenty of
Yeah.
rants to go because obviously, like, we haven't done the podcast for so long
Yeah.
that we've got, like, I don't know about you, but my phone is just full of notes
Yeah.
of like crazy shit that's happened.
What some people probably don't understand is we tend to do this podcast pretty much every time we get to catch up. So because we haven't done the podcast for like a couple of months, it's because we haven't seen each other for a couple of
Yeah,
months.
it's like
So,
not even.
Yeah, so it's just it's a bit crazy. Like I don't even remember.
Because we were supposed to do it last week, and I've been working nights and days and
Yeah, you know, I
getting
realised
destroyed.
we haven't even seen each other since Red Bull Straight Rhythm ran. Red Bull Straight Rhythm was awesome.
Oh wait, did we not watch it?
No,
I mean, did we not discuss it?
we didn't discuss it. No, we didn't discuss it.
Oh.
I saw AJ Catanzaro do that massive eject.
Yeah, that was so
brilliant.
pastrana.
Yeah,
How pastrana was that?
That was so pastrana. The way he landed off the...
And pinned it.
Yeah. It was just, like, if he hadn't have pinned it, that would have catapulted him over the bars that hard. Like, you would have been the same because you ride as well. Like, you ride more than I do, obviously a lot more. But the way he pinned it off that jump, if he hadn't have pinned it, that would have just... How far back he was,
Oh,
like, it would have just
dude.
catapulted him over the bars. He
Indonesia.
was so lucky to get out of that. That was just insane.
That was one of the wildest things I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was just nuts. And
man, it was cool racing. Really
yeah,
cool
it was
racing.
awesome. Like, obviously, like, I'm a big two-stroke fan, but not just the two-stroke part of it, but just the fact that there was bikes, like, there was that awesome KX500 that was done up and that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And, like,
Even just Pastrana's 500 was
yeah,
good too.
it's just such a big variety of different bikes. Like, I think that's what's good. You know, you watch 450s and that sort of stuff these days, and you go, all right, well, yeah, that YZ, the intake's at the front and the exhaust at the back, but it's still just a 454 stroke. Like, they're all the same.
It was cool to see. It was really cool to see all the guys get into the theme of building bikes.
Exactly, yeah, and that's what I think I liked about it, because you know me, like, I ride, but I can't ride like you or anything like that, but I like the tinkering and the change and crap and that sort of stuff on bikes as much as I like riding it. So I'm watching that and I'm like, oh, that dude just, what's his name again? The fellow that was riding the KX500? It was months ago.
Tyler Bowers.
Yeah, Tyler Bowers. Like, that's it. Like, the fact that he had
89.
Yeah, he'd messed with it himself for so long and organised with sponsors and other people to do things for it. Like, that was cool. Like, that's so much better than just going, like, don't get me wrong, factory bikes are amazing. Like, you know what it's like you see a factory bike, and because we know bikes quite well, you can look at a factory bike and you go, that's different, those engine mounts are different, you can tell they've done that.
Yeah, all the little bits they do, just to, and
it's awesome, but like, and we're no stranger to good stuff. Like, my bike's got heaps of titanium and carbon fibre through it, and yours got heaps of trick stuff, but when you see a bike like that someone's actually just done themselves, and it's like, all right, well, he's got like a different caliper off something else, and they've made up a mount to fit it to those forks, and forks are out of something else.
He's got full factory Showa forks in an 89.
Were they Showa A-kit forks?
They were out of a 450, like a new 450.
Yeah, it's just even that, like the fact that he's got new like 450 Showa, like were they air forks or something? Or?
Nah, I think they're back at Spring now.
Oh, okay,
It depends. They run all different shit.
I haven't caught up.
They had like a 3 or 4 year period where they were running all air, and now they're going back to Spring again.
Like I was watching, I'm like, I love that. Like, I could have watched a 3-hour episode of them just going through each person's bike. I would have been happy for that. Like,
it was insane. And even Catanzaro's bike was a KTM.
Yeah, exactly. It's KTM.
Yeah, with painted.
I thought it was an RM125, and I'm like, that frame's a different shape. That's not an RM125 frame.
Yeah, so they painted all the plastics and everything
again. Yeah, it was so good. Like,
because he did build a 125 like a Suzuki, but it was too shit.
Yeah, they're so antiquated. Like the RM125, even the 09, the last of them, it's basically
still
an
03 or
03.
01.
No, it's still.
Oh, did they change the motor?
Yeah, changed the motor a big chunk in 03, but even then, it's still like its lineage was like it was like 96 heritage basically, and I don't know. I just love that sort of stuff. It's so good. I remember. This is probably I must be showing my age, but do you remember the ADB Thumpernats?
Mate, XR. Everyone's riding XRs.
Yeah, that was before like the YZ400F came out in '98. So
it's wild. 6.
Yeah, well there you go. So before that, ADB had a series. I think it started in like '93, called the Thumpernats, because the only motocross bikes were 2-strokes back then.
Yeah.
Like '98, the YZ400 was the first 4-stroke one. So they had a series. It was originally just for people with like DR350s and XR600s and stuff to take the headlight off and put a front number plate on and just blast around grass track motocross things. And it was always like open grass track motocross sort of stuff, but it got really serious. And there's one particular issue of ADB magazine which I'd love to find, and it had. You'd like this too when like magazines are crap these days. You don't really see it. Like, we don't really get magazines much these days, but
it's all online.
It had a 2-page spread of the 8 top bikes in the thing, and a quarter of a page, and each one was devoted to it. It had a picture of the bike and a list underneath.
From the
Thumpernats.
Yeah, that'd be trick. Yeah.
And like Jeff Ballard had an XR600 that had a 630 kit in it, and it had like a handmade 4.5 litre aluminium fuel tank and all this stuff, and it had like CR250 forks. So I'm talking like 94 CR250 forks, which at that stage was the best. Like, that was awesome.
Yeah.
And but he had things like they like gas axed the stock subframe off.
It's so fun to build one.
Yeah, exactly. Like welded on a CR250 subframe. Steve from Cisco's Race Tuning, he built these amazing TTR 250s. Like, when there was nothing else, he got these TTR 250s, and he had those things screaming like they were animals. They would have been competitive with the YZ250F when it came out. Yeah. It was based on a TTR, and they had like they'd cut the stock subframe off and weld on like on that TTR like a YZ125 subframe and everything. But I remember they had. Do you remember? This is really old as well. Yamaha had the TT600 Belgada. Do you ever remember seeing that? It was in
Nah.
like 95. And it was...
I didn't even like dirt bikes till
Yeah.
late.
Well, I wasn't sure if you'd seen one when we were working in the bike trade or anything like that, but they were kind of a bit ahead of their time, but still a big, heavy piece of crap. But Rob Twyrold, who was Team Yamaha's head mechanic back then, built this insane one. And, like, I used to like that. I used to like going to the Thumpernats. We used to go all the time with my old man. I was a kid then. I was, like, barely even in my teens then.
Yeah.
And, yeah, geez, I wouldn't have been. I would have been like 12 or 13 when that started. And, we'd go to that, and I just spent all day in the pits just looking at these
Geeking out
bikes, just
yeah.
full nerding out. And then the XR650 came out in the year 2000, because obviously when the YZ400 came out, it won everything. Like the Thumpernats that year had the YZ400s, and it's like, the YZ400F, you could have the trickest, like Cam Taylor he was racing in it, he had a DR350 with...
Yeah, Suzuki, wouldn't he?
Yeah, he had a DR350 with like a 440 big bore kit, and it was just still, like, if you got it now, you'd be like, this is such a big, heavy piece of junk. But at the time,
It's so
it was
sick.
like, well, it's like when you watch like 90s V8 supercar racing, and you go, they got like VH Commodores with 1,000,000 horsepower, and you go, that car would barely even get off the line these days compared to the cars that are
What
now.
you've got,
But
just-
back
you
then,
can-
that
yeah,
was all
that
there
was
was.
it.
So yeah, and I don't know, I used to like the bikes more than the cars, where now, like, bikes, they're so sort of cookie cutter. Like your CRF's trick, but anyone
It's
can go
not.
into any Honda shop and buy the bits and pieces. Like, you've probably got some cool
Just
stuff.
about build. You can
Yeah.
just about build one
Yeah,
bike.
exactly. Just about build your bike, and your bike can win Australian championships. Like that bike with the right
Well, yeah,
ride.
well,
Yeah, exactly.
It
Like,
had Justin Brayton on it, so yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, but back then, I remember like even a stock motocross bike, like the YZ250s and stuff in the early 90s, the suspension was that horrible for everyone. Like,
Yeah, you couldn't even.
an ordinary person or a pro had to completely revalve and respring. It was like Japan just went, all right, let's just make sure the bike doesn't hit the ground when it's sitting there. All right,
And then-
that's your suspension.
But then bikes are affordable. Like nowadays,
Yeah.
like a new YZ's like over 13 grand. Like a new
Exactly.
YZ450 is
It's
over
just-
13
it's
grand. You're like
insane,
the price out of the market. So it's sort of like,
Exactly.
would you go back? And you can't now. Like the technology, like everyone's already built them.
Exactly,
You can't go back. But
Exactly, and that's what was so good about
ideally, you'd want to try to keep them all under 10 grand.
Exactly.
To
Oh, and that's what's
make
so
it,
good
like
about
at least physically, like in your brain, you're
Possible.
thinking,
Make it
I'm
possible,
paying under 10 grand for a new
Exactly.
bike.
But the thing is, bikes have been expensive for a while. I remember I bought a new 250F in 01, a Yami 250F, and that was like, at my price, like 10 and a half. Back in 01.
Really?
Yeah, they were really dear. It was like, it was like 10 and a half. It was bloody dear.
Yeah, right. Jeez.
Because they were
that's
already
heaps.
expensive by then, but I remember bikes just shooting up in price at one stage. But anyway, that's getting off track. What I was mostly getting at is like, I think that's what was so good about the Red Bull Straight Rhythm is you look at it.
You got
go,
very off track then.
Oh, it did, yeah.
Tangent.
That's all right. But I was looking at it, I'm like, I could genuinely go to there and just be in the pits, not care at all about the racing, just be in the pits and just look at those bikes like Pastrana's RMZ with the CR500 motor in it and that sort of stuff. Like, just looking at those things, and even though you know they'd be done well, you can look at those things, those sorts of builds, even like Circus Honda CRFs, CR500 AFs, you can look at them and you go, oh, you can tell that's not stock. Like, it doesn't,
Yeah.
it just looks homemade almost, like in
Yeah.
a good way.
Even like Roxton's bike as well. That 06
That was
was
so
so
cool. Like,
beautiful, man.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and you would have watched that, and like if I was you, I would have almost just been out in the garage looking at your 125, just going, I just want to ride this now.
I could do so much to it. Yeah.
Have you ridden your 125 at all lately? Or?
Nah.
You've been
not-
out on the 450 a bit, haven't you?
Yeah, I've been running that flat out. I just got that back, so it's got a bunch of stuff done to it.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, you're saying it's had like everything.
Yeah, and it's going to get another bit of love too, because I got new graphics coming, plastics.
Well, when
new
I spoke to you
gear.
the other day, because
Yeah.
I spoke to you organising to do the podcast, you said you had a decent crash.
Oh, massive!
Yeah.
Fucking huge crash, man.
It's been a while. You were
Yeah,
saying,
so I went up to Ballarat with a few of the lads and rode this bloke's house,
Yeah.
which was actually like surprisingly fun. Like,
Oh,
it
yeah.
had like a few like cool
Well,
jumps
he
and stuff
had
out
like
there.
set up like freestyle kickers.
Yeah, it's got ramps and stuff out there as well.
Yeah.
And the ramps, like they they didn't have mesh on them like they were wood.
Yeah.
So they were like super slick.
yeah, so if you
and
try
it
to
was
sort of
muddy.
whip off the top or anything like that,
Yeah, so like
you
I
can't
was-
really crank it.
You
Yeah.
can't even like lean off it at all.
Yeah.
So it was like pretty much I was just cruising. So we yanked it, like got it back to, I was probably like at 60, maybe
Yeah.
60 foot or something, so it wasn't
Yeah.
like too big or anything, so like,
Yeah.
the other boys could jump it or whatever, and we were just fucking around that, and I was throwing knack-knacks off it. And then, I know, dude, it's so bad. Like,
It's funny
I
how...
don't need to be doing freestyle shit.
Exactly, like...
I don't need to.
You're better off... You should stick to, like, whips and scrubs
Well,
and
that's
stuff,
what I would've
'cause
been
you
doing.
do them so well.
I would have been throwing
Yeah.
whips off this ramp if it had mesh, but
Yeah,
it was so
exactly.
slick that like I was like, I had
Exactly.
nothing, I'm like, oh, fuck.
So that makes you end up going, oh, I'll goof around and do a knack-knacks, and then...
And then, well, I did a few, and then
Yeah.
one of the boys had a camera and he showed me a photo. I'm like, oh yeah, I can just lean off it a bit more. That's all good.
Yeah.
And because I do them opposite foot, so I don't do them like. Generally, you hook your foot under your shifter
Yeah.
and throw your right foot over.
Yeah.
But I throw my left foot,
your left off, yeah.
and I'm like, I'm bad. Like I don't hook my.
Yeah.
Probably should hook my brake
on the
lever or
pedal,
something
yeah.
if I can, but I didn't.
Yeah.
And I don't.
Was it a steep down ramp? Like, did you have to touch the rear brake to dip the front before?
No.
Oh, so it's
Down
pretty
super
mellow.
mellow.
Yeah. Cool.
But so yeah, I threw my leg over or whatever, and then my inside foot came off.
Yeah.
So I'm like double knackered almost,
Yeah.
but I'm like, and then I tried to jump back on and I couldn't, and I just
You didn't quite Catanzaro your way out of it, did
wrote
you?
it. Nah, dude. And I've like landed with my hands on the bars, and then just like feet must have hit, and then just whipped my face into the ground.
It's one of those ones.
Oh,
where-
also,
yeah.
the helmet I was wearing,
Yeah.
I bought it the day before from our friends at AMX because I'm getting it painted by my buddy
Yeah.
Chris. Who started
Yeah.
painting, so I'm like, yeah, man, I just bought a new helmet. We're like, you can go crazy on it.
Yeah.
And then I'm a fucking idiot. I'm like, oh yeah, I had it in the car. I had my other helmet. I'm like, oh, I'll just wear the new one because
Yeah.
fuck, I don't want to get my other one dirty. That's already been painted, which was kind of handy. But I smashed like the whole peak off it, destroyed
So
the
you
whole
didn't
thing.
smash the painted one.
No, I smashed the new one that was about to
yeah.
get painted.
Oh.
It's a brand new one, dude. I did
Oh, so you
23
went-
hours it
yeah.
lasted because I bought it at
Jesus.
3 o'clock and I smashed it at 2.
Oh Jesus.
The next
Christ.
day.
That's insane.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice and cheap day.
It's one of those ones like when you have a crash like that. Like I don't even jump as big as you do, but in a situation like that, like in hindsight, you know that bailing and trying to like land on your
Feet
or
just
something like
dramas.
well, yeah, but you'd almost think maybe it might be better than getting tangled in the bike or whatever. But you can't think like that. It doesn't work.
No,
Like
so
someone like Risey, he'd be able to make that decision that quick because he's doing
Well,
stupid
he would
stuff
probably
all the
get
time.
back. He probably wouldn't.
He probably wouldn't die on a knack-knack
Yeah,
either.
he would die on that. It's so bad. It's the most dumbest shit. But I hit the ground that hard, dude. I was like foggy, and then I was like, first thing I did when I got up, I like checked my teeth, like did like the tongue around the teeth.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fuck, they're all there.
I'm
Thank
sure
fuck.
they're-
And then
yeah.
I felt my nose running. I'm like, oh yeah, that's blood nose for sure.
Yeah.
And it was like this white goo,
Yeah.
and I like looked it up. It's brain fluid.
Oh god.
Like if you
CSF,
if you
yeah.
hit your head, it's like,
You
and
get
then you
cerebral
like
spinal
you
fluid, 'cause you got the
instantly.
you get the meninges that goes around your brain, it goes under your brain. So if you've ruptured that meninges there, like it can leak out.
Just
That's
leak
gross.
out nose sauce because I'm like, oh, my nose is really runny. Oh no, it's just like
Nose sauce.
nose sauce. And then I was like, oh, that's not good. And I felt like I had a sore throat,
Yeah.
so I must have like something must have hit me in the throat, and then I was coughing up blood.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this isn't ideal.
Jesus. I just thought of a name for this episode, so I'm just going to save it in here.
What is it?
Not telling, but
But luckily,
Yeah.
like I was so happy. It could have been so much worse.
Oh, yeah,
So
exactly.
I was alright. A couple of
That's one
days
of
of a bit of brain
Yeah.
fog and I'm a little bit.
Yeah, because when I spoke to you, like when I spoke to you on the phone when you called me and you said you're on your way back after braining yourself and you had like a 4-hour drive, you sounded so out of it. I was almost felt like
Yeah.
saying, "Just stay where you are and I'll come and pick you up." It just sounded so out of it.
It
So
was bad, man.
a good
It's
a
really
good head
bad,
hit
dude.
just sucks.
But generally, like, I was thinking it, and I was talking to someone about it the other day. When I ride, I'm very calculated. Like, I'm
Yeah,
very,
I know, yeah.
I do not take risks.
You're not the sort of person.
I don't crash
Yeah,
often
you
at
don't
all.
do gung ho stuff. Like even if you find a transfer or a line or something like that, it's usually like, all right, I can sort of see here. This isn't like you sort of.
I'll
you
size
think
shit up
it-
for a
yeah,
while.
you think it through, yeah, instead of just hucking. So yeah, but that's just crazy.
So yeah, it's good to just have one,
Yeah.
get it out of the way. But it cost me a helmet, so that kind of sucks.
How much was the helmet? How much do they retail?
Well, $8.59.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
$8.49. $8.49.
But-
$8.50.
All you had was some nose sauce. It could have been a lot worse.
Oh yeah, it could have been way worse.
Like the 6D with the.
Well, I got a flex system in them.
Oh, so it's a similar style. Of
Yeah,
thing.
same sort of
Yeah.
thing. Like gives you
Sorry.
Bell Moto 9 Flex.
That's why
Thanks
I
to our
think
friends.
it's so Bell, the good helmets, Moto 9s. I think it's like me.
Oh, and they got magnetic sheet pads, so when you wash them, you just
oh,
pull
that's
them out.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's good
except
as.
for when you wash them in the put them in the dryer,
Yeah.
and then you're like, oh, where'd they go?
Oh, the
Oh, because they're magneted to the top.
That's awesome. Well, I think it's one of those things like me and you have both worked in the bike trade, and you know it's like the amount that people will scrimp on a helmet and like cut corners and save
You
money on a
can't,
helmet.
man.
Like,
It's so.
Like,
oh.
but they'll do that, but then they'll spend like $400 on custom graphics on their bike, but just buy just the
Or
cheapest.
buy like
helmet.
some flash gear.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, oh yeah, so $300 vented pants is going to be really useful, and you got a $180 helmet. It's just, Jesus.
Yeah,
I think someone's written. I don't even remember what helmet I've got.
What do you get? You got an O'Neill, don't you?
No.
Weren't you run one of them for a bit?
Yeah, because they were giving them to me, but then once I had to pay for a helmet, I'm like, I'm not buying it. No, I think I might have. What was that answer one with the MIPS?
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I don't even know where it is, to be honest. It's been like a year
With
since
the
I
white,
touched that thing.
the white upside down, the yellow
I'm
upside
just
down.
going to point the
plate.
camera over that way. It's still a good looking bike.
It is a good looking bike.
It's a good looking bike. I need to
Except
ride
for
it.
those things hanging off the handlebars.
No, I need those things hanging off the handlebars because otherwise I just break my fingers and wrists all the time. So I'm retarded and I hit trees all the time. So,
How long were you going? Oh, we better fucking
30 minutes. Yeah.
pull a pin on this one.
Yeah,
eh?
I think we should.
Got to do the quiz as well.
Stuff the quiz. I haven't even got any quizzes. I think I've got some, but I don't know where that. I don't know where.
see for everything.
'Cause
Well, lucky I got my notes because I reckon I've done one of the notes.
Because it's been chaotic. I honestly don't know where anything is. Like I said, like coming here and I'm like, we usually park the cars in the garage and that sort of stuff, but there's just crap everywhere and I'm like, I'm just done. Been basically getting home and just going to sleep.
Yeah,
So-
don't.
Oh, well,
Well, that's good. You can get some
yeah.
anyway.
I thought there was something good that I was going to say. Oh, just before we sign off, I started another podcast.
Oh
Solo mission.
no, it's alright. I don't get to be co-host. That's how it is.
You don't want to be a co-host.
What is it?
One.
Nerdy one.
It's called Shut Up and Read. What I do, because I read a lot of books and that sort of stuff. Since the new little bub has come along, I've been reading a lot more again because up at like 2 in the morning, even though Haley's the one usually up in the middle of the night because I can't.
She's got the food on board.
She's got the food. Like if the
Yeah.
kid tries to breastfeed off me, just has a mouthful of hair and that's about it. And don't get me wrong, I tried, but can't get any milk out of me. So yeah, but
That's
because I've been up in the middle of the night, sometimes because he was pretty restless because he'd been in hospital so much. Every single time he got a nappy change or someone would touch him, it was to stick another needle in him or to do things.
Yeah.
So he got really shitty with people touching him. Like you'd go to, all right, I'll check his nappy. He starts doing stuff. He just starts screaming because he thinks he's going to get prodded with another needle.
Yeah.
So he was sleeping terribly. So I wanted Haley to try and get some sleep because also when I'm at work, she's got the two older kids to tend to as well.
Yeah.
So in the middle of the night, it'd be like, I'd go to bed like 10 o'clock and she'd be up until like 1:30 with the new fella. And then I'd get up because she just needed to get some sleep. So, and I get up for work at 5. So instead of that, I just get up at 1:30. So I just sit up with him, just rocking him and walking around. So I'd just be reading books while doing that.
Yeah.
So I started, I was thinking about it, I'm like, I want to just rant about books and talk about books and that sort of stuff, but that's a bit boring for this sort of stuff. So I've just been doing this solo one of just sitting there, just talking to the camera about books that I like. And it's fun.
Today I read Roald Dahl's Big Friendly Giant.
No, not quite to that extent.
Oh yes, it's quite a book.
But yeah, but that's been a bit of fun, just something in the meantime, because then I can just like set up the camera and the microphone and just rant for a few minutes and then turn it off and go, all right, that keeps me occupied. Like I've had that much time. I've been busy doing stuff with the kids, but I've had that much time to myself that I think I'm driving myself crazy. So,
Nice.
I
That's
need to
good.
rant. But yeah, so it's called Shut Up and Read. So,
So get on that, guys.
yeah, it's pretty boring.
While you're getting on that, get yourself in to some
Yeah.
PSD underwear.
I forgot about that. So, yeah.
Mitch 2020 check out at PSD underwear.
Yeah,
If you want
yeah.
to. .com.au.
If you want to.com.au.
Yeah. Alright.
And next episode, I'm going to tell you about how a toilet seat bit my ass.
You've got